it's the new guy. What's going on? How's it going? I had to do a whole bunch of tech rigmarole bullshit. What's going on, guys? How are you? Hopefully you are doing quite well. How's your weekend? Hopefully everybody is doing nicely. I have to get signed into all my different Discords and everything. Advertise myself, you know? Very important. I had a wonderful call day yesterday where OB called me all freaking day. It was great. Tons of fun. What was I doing? There we go. I'm so bad at typing, fucking this all up. Well, hopefully everything is rocking and rolling. Yeah, OB called me a whole shitload yesterday. You're both new here. Leche lad. Dre, what's going on? How are you? Long time no see, man. Alright. I'm rushing. One of our friends dropped by with a party favor. Her son is like Owen's best friend. And they had a birthday party today, and she was like dropping by a party favor. And so she like just left. Alright, let's see. Position stream, here we go. Share my screen. I swear to God, we'll actually talk about something here in a minute. You will able to consume Chipotle. Damn, that's a big step. I mean, how much Chipotle, I guess is the question. How much Chipotle were you able to consume? What else did I need to do? Oh, yeah. Let's see. I'll move that over. Here we go. You're scared to try rice? Yeah, rice would probably go poorly. It would be my guess. That doesn't sound like a good plan. There we go. Channeling balls. It had Pico? Oh yeah, well I mean, that's gotta be pretty easy on the system, right? It's just veggies. Unless it's spicy. Well shit, guys. Sounds like good stuff all around. I bitch about OB, but I actually had a really good call. Nobody called me overnight. I got to listen to some old Brett Ultimus streams, which I am really enjoying. Need good vibes. Find out if you match. Oh yeah, dude! I forgot you're matching. What are you matching into? By the way, I don't think I ever asked you what you applied. And if you're not afraid, what are your top three? What were your top three? Dude, the match is such a shit show. We should devote a little bit of time to that tonight. So the topic of the evening is weird uses for common drugs and like just kind of weird facts about them that most people don't know. But yeah, we'll talk. Do an IM. Okay, sweet. Good for you, man. Yeah, medicine's a great specialty. I think very underrated, to be honest. Which sounds weird because it's like, you know, there's so many, like IM programs are generally so big, but I think people just hoping to soap into ortho and you're in 4th year. Hey man, you'll be okay. If you know that you want to do that, like now, you're a step ahead of everybody. Wash you. Oh damn, man, we're punching some heavyweights here. Shit. Okay. OHSU is beautiful, dude. What an amazing campus. It looks like some weird like sci-fi sky city or something. It's fucking crazy. Hey, and if you're at Wash U, I can meet you halfway in Columbia for a sympathy drink or something. Oh, just you ghosted you, so fuck them. I don't know anything. Like, they're supposed to be a strong program, but I don't really know anything about them, to be honest. One of my good friends from college actually did her surgery residency there. And she seemed to enjoy it, so, you know, enjoy, quote. Nobody ever Yeah, it is such a cool campus. And Portland's a cool town, really. Portland's a good place to be. Fucking expensive, but, you know. You get what you pay for, I guess. Yeah, that's cool. You'll be in KC next weekend? Dude, give me a call. Look me up. Seriously. I'll have a drink with you. You deserve it one way or another. whether you matched well or didn't match well. Milkman meetup, hell yeah, man. Yeah, medicine will take you far, dude. That's a really good. Are you looking to do like a subspecialty, or are you gonna do hospitalist, or what? What's your plan? I always really liked medicine. I just feel like you don't. They're not like functionally aggressive enough. Like I feel like you don't really get to be hands-on with treating your patients as much as I would like. I mean, even just like putting in an order to treat your patient. Like I want to sit there and like push the meds in people and be like, oh, you're in diabetic ketoacidosis? Well, guess what? I'm going to push a shitload of insulin in you. I'm going to place your central line. I'm going to hydrate you, and you're going to be fixed in an hour. What do IM docs do? I mean, they do those things, but it's a lot more slow paced. Like floor medicine is a lot slower moving. So a classic example of that is people getting blood. So the like kind of norm on the floor, the floor meaning is my camera fucked up, by the way? Looks like it's off kilter. Yep, sure is. I have a whole bunch of windows in front of it so I couldn't see. Yeah, so the floor just means like admitted patients. So yeah, like people on the floor will get a unit of blood, you know, over like an hour or two. That angle, you like this one? The lower one? We'll just have the dick cam for one of my streams. How about that? Oh shit. Yeah, anyway, like people get a unit of blood over an hour or two, and that to me is kind of ridiculous, where like I will give somebody a unit of blood in like a minute. The what cam? The dick cam. You heard that right. Like penis, cock, schwanz, schlong. I do also like to ruin surprises. It's my lovely wife, everybody. I totally did that. She's taking my kid to Bentonville, Arkansas tomorrow to meet her parents, and I didn't realize that was a surprise still. And I told my son, and he's like now amped and won't go to sleep forever. So, bummer. Hi, wife. So, I think nephrology is a super cool specialty, by the way. Nephrology is super awesome. Lots of people don't really consider it, but that's a good specialty. I enjoy. I mean, they're all good specialties. I just find it particularly interesting. And obviously, I'm interested in palm crit care, because that's what I do for a living. Diabetes can cause your taint to rot? It can. It can, and hey, guess what? We're going to be talking about taints later on tonight, too. So stay tuned. Is he kidding? I don't know. The answer is no, I'm not kidding. We are going to be talking about taints. Well, yeah, man, I hope the match goes well for you. I have fond memories of all of the parties that we had leading up to match day. You like your taint to not be rotten? I think most people probably do. But I don't know, there's some weirdos out there. Does the music seem kind of loud to you guys? Turn it down a little bit. Yeah, one of the, so... If I could remember my days before match, I didn't party hard enough. Well, interesting you should say that. I have blacked out maybe like 2 or 3 times in my life. And one of those times was the party that we had the night we submitted our rank list. There was, at one point in the night, we were at this, like, dive-ass ghetto, like, really cool bar, but it was definitely a, like, massive dive. The kind of place where you get pitchers of beer for $5, like normal price. So with that in mind, we had 8 people left, and this is after an entire night of drinking. We had 8 people left late night and a $350 tab, like left on our tab. We killed it. We drank $350 worth of alcohol at that place between 8 people after hours. And Katie drove me home, and like I was trying to get her to come inside. She was like, nope, fuck you. And I like stumbled into my house. She just like kicked me out of the car, and I like drunkenly stumbled into my house, like barely made it in, and she just like hightailed it out of there, man. Good reason. With good reason. And I think she had like just made the transition to day shift then. She used to work nights, and she was like all fucked up sleep schedule wise. I am gross. I was exceptionally gross then. Yeah, that night was a pinnacle of grossness for me. There's also another night where there was another night where my roommate and I were out, and I can't remember why we were out this time, but it was like another, you know, match related party, and we were both shit-faced and decided to walk. Like, it was like one of the coldest days that Little Rock had while I was there. It was like in the teens, and we decided to walk 2 miles home instead of accept a ride from my friend, like one of my friends who was leaving and offered us a ride. And she was like, okay. And Little Rock is really hilly, by the way. Little Rock is super hilly. So we're like walking up and down hills at like 2 a.m. And like I woke up naked and all of my clothes were in the shower. And my toilet was full of vomit, which I later found out was not my vomit. It was my other roommate who was not out with the 2 of us. Was I hungover at the match day celebration thing? No, I wasn't. I was not, oddly enough. And then match day itself was just an absolute shit show. I woke up and started drinking immediately and was basically hammered the entire day. Like, obnoxiously so. And we had, God, what was that place called? Yaya's? Is that what it's called? Some like giant buffet restaurant. This was actually pretty good. Catered our match party, and I just like devoured everything in sight. It was ridiculous. I'm a disgusting person. But it was fun. Yeah, no, I was not hungover at the match day celebration. I was wasted. The hangover had not had time to set in yet. As I recall, I felt pretty rough the next day, though. And by pretty rough, I mean, like, excruciatingly so. Boop. I want double damage. Let's see. There we go. Oh, 8%. What the fuck? Okay. What does it feel like to match? Amazing. Well, remember I showed you the picture? I mean, that pretty well sums it up, right? Here, I'll bring that back up for those of you who missed it. This is a picture of me matching. It'll take me a second to dig through the bowels of Facebook and find this. You may crack open some wine, but you'll not be partying as hard as I did. I don't think most people did, dude. We were... Oh, Suckspec, thank you for the freaking boobs. Thanks for the bits. Huge, man. Thank you so much. View my profile picture. Let's see. Where is... There he is. Oh, here's another good one. This is a classic. Oh, shit. I forgot about this. Fantastic. That's me matching. Wearing my Spider-Man shirt. Now back to this. That is a fucking great picture if I've ever seen one. Oh man, good times. So yeah, that's how matching feels. Feels fucking good. When you win, you match where you want to. That's the important sort of proviso there. If you don't match where you want, it can really suck. I knew a few people who are not super happy where they matched. I knew a few people who are not happy with the specialty that they matched. So that's even worse. Like a lot of people who apply, I think my year, like ortho is always rough to apply to, but I think for whatever reason the year I applied was particularly bad, and a lot of people got shut out. So yeah, there were some disappointed faces. My body is ready. Well, you're in for some rough loving one way or another, my friend. One way or another. Sucks if you don't match into your specialty and you just get to watch other people be happy. Yeah, that does sort of suck, because like most people, I would say most people are at least like moderately happy with where they match. At least that was the case for me. As I understand it, the match has changed a lot, where people are matching way farther down their rank list these days. And that's for many reasons, but mostly because everybody's applying to way more programs, and programs have not adapted to that, and they don't really understand how to rank people or invite people to interviews. You don't want to deal with the possibility that, well, by signing up for ortho, you are accepting that is something that may happen. That's sort of the name of the game there, man, with competitive specialties. You never know. You just gotta shotgun apply. Like, you know, do your due diligence, get good scores, do your research, make connections, all that stuff. It's a long road to set yourself up for success, but, you know, if you do that and you shotgun apply, you'll go somewhere at least. Probably won't go to your celebration. There are some people that don't for exactly that reason. You know, like they don't want to run the risk of, like, feeling bad or being embarrassed or anything. I was just making sure my sound was right. Cool. Yeah, the match is tricky. But go to the party afterwards. Like, you don't necessarily have to go to the thing where they like announce everybody's, you know, where you match and stuff. But like, go to the party afterwards. Go have fun. Graduation, same thing. Graduation's the shit, dude. But it's sort of sad that like you're celebrating graduating so you can go get your like freaking ass handed to you for 3+ years, 3 to 7 years afterwards. Yay! I get to go be a minimum wage worker now. Yay! Awesome. Now that I have $300,000 of debt. If you don't get into your specialty, you won't be going to the party either. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I love minimum wage. Don't we all? Don't we all love minimum wage? I mean, to be fair, I made more than minimum wage. Not much. Not much more. I think for my first 3 years of residency, I made like $11 an hour or something. And then my last year, I got a massive raise, so I made like 15 an hour. That was fucking awesome. I was big ballin' at that point. That was huge. Like, I could actually afford to supersize my meals. We turned the heat on. Turned the heat on in November instead of December. Rolling in cash my last year. Totally rolling. I just had no idea what to do with that extra income. It was ridiculous. So lucky. So lucky to have had that opportunity. Residency, man. Residency is just the fucking worst. With inflation, wages won't be a living wage. I mean, they really kind of aren't in high cost of living areas already. Like, we were super fortunate that, like, so one, Kansas City is really, you know, cheap to live here because nobody wants to fucking live here, frankly. But, which is fine with me. Stay away. Keep my living rates low. But yeah, there hadn't been much of a housing boom for a while. Like, it was still kind of recovering from the 08-09 crash. And so we got our house, like, really cheap, really inexpensively. It was a nice place in a good neighborhood. Like, I mean, can't complain. Gucci, what's up, dude? Happy Sunday. Thanks for spending your weekend with me. That applies to all the rest of you, too. Did you miss all the drugs talk? No, we haven't talked about drugs yet. We're talking about the match and how much bullshit it is and how residency sucks. Dre got me off on a tangent. He got me on my soapbox. Oh, dude! Thank you for the gifted sub. That's huge, dude. Thank you. Syndicacy, you're rocking it tonight, man. Thank you. It is that time. There we go. Pixel is noob! Pixel is definitely a noob. It's clear. Beguiling Loki. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for following, man. Hope you've had an awesome weekend. Oh, you guys are crushing it tonight, man. I'm feeling good. Snarky secondary structure? That's a great name. Oh, God. But no, you have not missed the drug talk. I'm ranting and rambling as per usual. This is kind of how it goes. You get me talking about some bullshit that makes me mad. I'll never stop. Well, maybe that's a good way to start talking about it then. Shall we? So it occurs to me, the reason I wanted to talk about this is just because I think this stuff is really cool, basically. But there are lots of drugs that we use, that everyone uses, that do a lot of stuff that you don't, like, think about or you're not aware of. So the first one that came to mind when I was thinking about this is Tylenol. So last I checked, and I meant to look this up earlier, but I'm going to do it now. And potentially make myself look really stupid. But the first thing is we don't know how Tylenol works. So that sounds really weird, right? That's a drug that like everybody takes and like we understand, you know, that it's generally a pretty safe thing to do within certain boundaries. Yeah, we don't actually know how it works. So let's see. Let's see if this disagrees. Exact mechanism through which acetaminophen exerts its effect has yet to be fully determined. May inhibit nitric oxide. Might be an Nmda receptor antagonist, which is the next thing that we're going to talk about. Might directly inhibit substance P, which is something that causes pain in nerves. So basically, this is like, it's a really freaking complex drug. Can you add 1 dose of Tylenol to your Sprite if you're sick? Why not just take it normally? What else am I going to spend in Twitch Prime on? Hey, dude, I appreciate it. I appreciate you spending it on me. That's cool. I'm glad you value the stream enough to be around. Spicy meds. Yeah, I mean, if you just love the flavor of Tylenol, sure, why not? Yeah, so for anybody who's unaware, the daily limit of Tylenol is 3 grams. Don't take more than 3 grams because your liver doesn't like you if you do. Like, really doesn't like you. Especially if you do that regularly. But yeah, so Tylenol, super complex drug. Who knew, right? Isn't that fucking weird? I think that's so cool. It's like the most commonly taken like pain relieving drug, and nobody knows how it works. Like we got kind of have an idea, but not really a good one. So Nmda receptor antagonists. This is where we're going next. So the main drug that most people are familiar with that does this is PCP, aka phencyclidine. I think we can all pretty much agree that taking PCP is generally a bad idea, right? But there are some really good drugs that work that same way. So one is ketamine, and if you guys are regular to the stream, you know that I love me some ketamine. I love me some ketamine. You don't agree? I hate you. Can we agree on that? Anyway, ketamine, awesome. Really nice for a stable anesthetic. It's really good for pain control. It's just a badass drug. It has minimal, like, side effects from, like, a danger perspective. You know, it can make people trip their balls off, but in terms of, like, it doesn't have any respiratory depression. It, like, kind of elevates your heart rate a little bit. It's a mild cardiac depressant, but basically it's very, very well tolerated, especially in unstable people. So ketamine, good stuff. But again, I think that, you know, ketamine, pretty well understood that that's not something, you know, you want to abuse day to day, just for shits and giggles. But guess what? You probably take, oh, yes, I am here, Mr. Dragon Slayer. I'm just killing some Killing some shit. Thanks, minions. Yeah, so you take Nmda receptor antagonists a lot, because one thing that also does the same thing is dextromethorphan, which is in common cough syrups. And what the fuck did this guy want? Morbid Grasp. Boom. You may have my Morbid Grasp, sir. So yeah, DXM. That's how kids robo-trip. Like, if you just take a whole bunch of cough syrup with DXM in it, you straight up trip. Does the same thing as PCP. Yeah, so if you want to get really fucked up, that's one way to do it. Go for it. Fire away. Ooh, that's cool. So we should back up a step. So Nmda receptor, an Nmda receptor is like basically a stimulatory pathway in your brain. So when you knock that out, it, you know, sedates you, basically. But it also has a lot to do with, like, consciousness and orientation and stuff like that. So that's why you get, well, Nmda is a really complex receptor, actually, but suffice it to say that when you mess with it, that's why you get all the, like, psychotropic effects and stuff. So DXM definitely can do that. We sort of know that, you know, from the, again, the kids robo-tripping epidemic that happened, I don't know, what, in the 90s? Fucking 90s kids are always trying to get high off weird shit. But there's another thing that can do it that everybody probably takes. You know what it is? Magnesium. Magnesium is an Nmda receptor antagonist. Not as strong as the other ones, but it does have some, like, pain-killing ability. It, I don't think it can realistically cause psychotropic effects because it starts, like, messing with your other body systems way before that. Like, it'll give you muscle weakness and respiratory and cardiac problems before you really start having, like, any hallucinations or crazy shit happening from it. But it can theoretically do that. And so, like, a lot of times people who take magnesium, like, take high doses of magnesium supplements or something, will, you know, notice that they, like, feel better or, you know, I mean, that's especially true if they're, like, magnesium deficient or something. But if they're, you know, they take it regularly, they're like, oh, yeah, okay. I feel good. That's because you're kind of, like, low-level making yourself high with magnesium. So I think that's super cool. So magnesium and PCP have something in common. Go figure. So I think that is badass. So let's see. I have a whole list of stuff that I want to talk about. Those are good ones. Different from milk of magnesia. I actually don't know what's in milk of magnesia, so let's look that up. A lot of the like stomach cocktail things do in fact have magnesium in them. They have a magnesium oxide, I believe. Let's see. Ingredients. Hydroxide, excuse me. Yeah, magnesium hydroxide. There you go. Yep. Learning something every day. All right. What else did I want to talk about here? This is why I write these things down. Because they all, like, flow through my head. Oh yeah, saline. So, what could I possibly be talking about with saline, right? Saline is salt water. So there's lots of things about saline that actually make it not as benign as it might sound. Believe it or not. Oh shit! Gucci. Was that fucking 5 subs? Dude, thank you. Holy crap, man. I appreciate that. Welcome, everybody. That was huge, man. Thank you so much. Damn, Gucci with a 5 sub drop. That's badass. I think that's the first time anybody's gifted multiple subs here. Actually, no, I think Serial Killer may have gifted multiple subs at one point, but I think that 5 is definitely the most. I feel so special. That is super cool, man. Thank you. So, on that note, it went to 4 people you'd never seen before. Well, hey, dude. Welcome to you 4 people. I hope you are enjoying the stream. I hope you stick around and learn something, talk about cool shit. If you have Path of Exile questions, by the way, just stop me. I'm happy to talk about that too. It was that magnesium drop with saline, exactly. So saline, yeah. So your body's normal concentration of sodium is about 100 and... Oh shit, I always forget the units. Well, okay, so normal sodium is like 140. Whatever of mystery units that I will look up in a second. Normal sodium. I think it's mill equivalents. Yeah, mill equivalents. There you go. 140 mill equivalents. Normal chloride is about 100. Quick PoE question, dude. Go for it, man. Yeah, go for it. We're all about it. This is an open forum. Ask away. But yeah, so saline has equal parts sodium and chloride, 154 of each. So it's hypertonic to your blood. So that means that if you get a whole bunch of saline, you get too much sodium and you get way too much chloride. When you get to the final level, that's the beauty of this game. There is no final level, and it's just massively complicated the entire way through. Have I tried out Lost Ark yet? I haven't. I do want to try out Lost Ark though. I think after I kind of get as far as I want with this character, I might go into that. I might do some Lost Ark. I like the look of that a lot. I thought about Elden Ring, but dude, I am just not good at games, honestly. And the whole like, you know, hardcore Souls feel, I don't know. That sounds like a good way for me to be pissed off that I wasted my time doing it. It looks cool. It looks like a badass game, but I just don't know it's for me. Elden Ring is destroying. Lost Ark is good. Yeah, well, I might have to give that a shot, man. Might have to give it a shot. Definitely very interested in it. I'm also very interested in Last Epoch's new patch, though. Last Epoch's new patch looks pretty fucking cool. And I've had very good experiences with that game so far. So, I don't know, man. So many games, so little time. Hello. Welcome to Discord. Hey, Crazy, what was your question, man? You interviewed at a hospital job, but you're actually sure you bombed your interview and go get it? Yeah, I mean, if it's that low of a level thing, then, you know, whatever. I'm sure as long as you, like, have a clean background check, you're probably okay. And you're, like, willing to show up and do the work and not fuck around. I'm sure you're fine. And if you're not, meh. Yeah, Crazy, what was your PoE question, man? Just out of curiosity. So what, oh, by the way, Lost Ark. I know nothing about it. I just realized that. Like, I mean, I know it's an MMO, but, like, I don't know anything about the, like... 86% liked it? Really? I thought it was, like, rave reviews. Huh. I mean, I guess that's pretty good, but... Classes, that's what I'm after. Warrior, Martial Artist, Gunner, Mage, Assassin. Ooh, I like the sound of a martial artist. War Dancer, Striker, Scrapper, Soul Fist. Yes, please. Oh man, that's pretty intense fisting there. That is so loud. Holy balls, guys. I'm sorry. There we go. Oh, that's pretty fucking cool. I like that. Oh shit. What the hell is that? Let's see what Striker does. I love intense fisting. Don't we all? Don't we all? It's going well, man. How are you? I would pronounce your name in Discord, but I have no idea how to read Cyrillic, so sorry. Your ears, I know. That was so bad. I'm sorry. This is pretty cool. Shit, alright. Baller, man. Yeah, Lost Ark. Lost Ark may eat my soul next. I think that's the plan. The medical term for fisting? I have no idea. But I should probably know that. I feel like that's something worth my time. The man who got gifted a sub is here. Yay! Yeah, thank you guys for all the subs, man. That's huge. Super cool. All right, shall we talk saline? So saline, it actually fucks your blood up. Glory to Ukraine. Okay, fair enough. Your perineum hurts. Excellent. Yeah, so a lot of times when somebody needs massive resuscitation, they will get a lot of saline. That's a bad thing. So it's not just a bad thing because you screw up your chloride concentration and to a lesser degree your sodium concentration. Moving on. Moving on. Ooh. Can I do this? I sure can. I sure can do that. Sexy. But yeah, so your normal pH, normal body pH is 735, 745, something like that. That's things start kind of going haywire if you get anywhere outside of that. Like your enzymes are pretty particular about the pH that they like to live and work at. Like stuff starts fucking up pretty hard. Like if you get below 7, you're basically dead. Like that's really, really, really bad. I cannot recall off the top of my head seeing somebody with a pH below 7 who survived to leave the hospital. I'm sure it's probably happened in my career, but I can't think of a particular instance of that being the case. Anyway, the pH of saline is like 5.5. So if you give somebody a whole bunch of saline, you are also making them extremely acidotic and causing big, big, big problems. And somebody who needs that much saline in the first place probably cannot tolerate extra acid in their system. Like, they need all of the, like, you know, normal everything that they can possibly get. Can you breathe into a bag to increase the pH? Yes, you can. I mean, that's probably not going to help somebody who's getting massively infused with saline, because they're probably unconscious. But that is something that you can do. So saline, you have to be very careful with it, because you can actually like screw people's like metabolic function up real bad. And that's why we have other solutions like lactated ringers, plasmolite, Normasol, I believe, is another one that's like more physiologic and, you know, won't frickin' kill people or mess them up terribly if you give them tons of it. But yeah, you really have to be careful about that. They should just give me your MD already. Totally. You totally earned it. Just start a car in the room, let them breathe CO2. Exactly. Treat them like they're plants. Perfect. What could go wrong? Easy healing. So that actually brings us to the next thing. Sodium bicarbonate, which you may know as baking soda, you can use to raise someone's pH. What meds do you use to increase pH? You use bicarb. I mean, if you want to do it acutely, you use bicarb. So, bicarb is a very interesting drug. So it basically scavenges acid, like hydrogen ions. So it's a bicarbonate ion instead of like true baking soda, you know, but that's, you know, that's what it is. But when it combines with acid, it makes water and CO2. So to use it in somebody, you really need to have them like ventilated effectively. So in, you know, patients who are in the operating room, that's not a problem because you just like increase their ventilation rate on the ventilator. But if it's like an awake patient, you can make them hyperventilate really hard by giving them bicarb, because they'll, like, their body will naturally compensate for that, and so their respiratory rate will increase. And they, like, a lot of times people either don't really like that, or they can't even tolerate it. Like, their body's already, like, so maxed out that they can't breathe efficiently enough to get rid of all of that extra CO2 that you're creating for them. Oh, that sucked. Baking soda. Nice. Can you give them 5 Tums? I mean, you can. You can give them Tums. But generally, if somebody's in a position where you're going to give them bicarb, they can't take anything orally anyway. But yeah, that's a thought. Sometimes people who are in, like, renal failure and kidney failure have, they take bicarb. Like, orally take bicarb. But yeah, so bicarb, you can make somebody hyperventilate real hard with it. But it's a super useful drug if you're, you know, if you fuck up and give somebody a ton of saline, for instance, or, you know, if they're just, like, septic and their body's just crapping out and they have a ton of acid, they're really acidotic, and you just have to fix it, you know, with an attempt to get their systems to work better, then, you know, you do what you gotta do. So one interesting thing about bicarb is that it can transiently bind calcium ions. And that interferes with muscular function. It also interferes with heart function and with smooth muscle function. So if you push a whole bunch of bicarb in somebody, you can make them, like, you can drop their blood pressure really bad. Just acutely, because all those divalent cations, like calcium and magnesium specifically. What the hell? Oh, is it already open? I'm so confused. I have to go around to kill all that shit? Anyway. When the +2 hit, yeah. So it's something you gotta watch out for. It's actually, like, fairly dangerous to push bicarb in somebody. Believe it or not. Yeah. So much baking soda. It'll get ya. It'll get ya. So we just mentioned calcium. Calcium is another one. 13 viewers, holy shit. Everybody likes drugs, I guess, huh? It's good drug night. So we all know calcium is, like, you know, bone health and stuff. Everybody knows calcium. So your bones are constantly working to, like, recycle calcium. Put it in, you know, take it out, put it in different places, restructure your bone, all that stuff. Calcium is super important for muscular function, as I mentioned just a second ago. Also super important for heart function. So if you give somebody whose blood pressure is low a bunch of calcium, they will have an increase in their heart rate, and they will have an increase in their vascular tone. So their blood pressure increases a lot, and so does their cardiac output. So calcium is a really good emergency drug, actually. It's very, very good. It's really well tolerated, too. Now, I'd say we use it in pretty much every single heart we do. I think, in fact, we do use it in every single... Needed for muscles. Yeah, exactly. So it's needed for muscular function. But yeah, it's a very underrated little ion there. Trapper Mind Gems? I don't think that's going to be worth anything at all. So yeah, calcium's super cool. It'll dig you out of a lot of holes. Like if you're really struggling to keep somebody's blood pressure up, and you're giving them like a whole bunch of drugs to make that happen, sometimes they just have low calcium. Like giving people blood binds, there's a chelating agent in blood, and it will bind calcium ions. It's citrate. Citrate binds calcium ions in your body. So if somebody needs a whole lot of blood, you actually like chelate out all the calcium in their body so they can get hypocalcemic, and that causes problems. And so like no matter what you do, you can't raise their blood pressure past a certain point because their body just like doesn't have the you know, the ions it needs, the calcium it needs to function. Is it needed for synapses? Yes, it is. Yes, it certainly is. And interestingly, calcium is also the antidote for magnesium toxicity. So if you get too much magnesium, which is actually very difficult to do, usually the only place it ever happens is in hospitals. Like, you basically can't do it, like, orally unless you're trying to. But yeah, because it's another divalent cation, it competes with magnesium. A milk of calcium? Yeah, I guess that's milk. It totally is. It's totally milk. Milk of milk. The calcium... Didn't somebody call me the Calcium Crusader at some point? I thought that was awesome. That was fantastic. I'm not creative enough to make that up myself. Good morning, B. What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are having fun tonight. Oh, man. Calcium Crusader. Shit. It's good stuff. Oh, man. So, we're on heart function. Let's talk about something else that affects heart function. So, most people know what lidocaine is, right? Like, we've all been to the dentist and, you know, done the whole mouth-numbing thing probably at some point. What they don't tell you... So, the way that lidocaine works is it inhibits sodium channels. But hey, guess what? There's sodium channels in your heart, too. So... lidocaine is actually an antiarrhythmic, and a pretty effective one at that. Very short acting. I've forgotten what class it is. It is... I think it's class 1A or something? Cardiology advisor. Nope. Not gonna do that. Heavy antiarrhythmic. Okay, well, whatever. In any event, I've actually given people lidocaine on multiple occasions to break in arrhythmia. Like, I'm thinking of one guy in particular who went into VTAC, like ventricular tachycardia, when we induced his anesthesia, and he had like no heart history at all. And we gave him lidocaine and then woke him up, canceled his surgery. And the next week, I did his bypass. he had multiple blockages in his heart. So that was kind of crazy. But yeah, it's a really good antiarrhythmic drug. And that is actually unusual because most of the other local anesthetics that affect your heart, bupivacaine in particular, will like shut your heart down basically, and it's very, very difficult to resuscitate somebody who has cardiac toxicity from local anesthetics, especially bupivacaine. You have to give them something called intralipid. Give them intralipid, and it basically like sequesters the local anesthetic and gets it away from your cells. So yeah, but you basically like can't do CPR on those people because their heart's just like, nope, fuck you. My sodium channels don't work. You can't make me beat if I don't want to. Savage heart, seriously. The heart just doesn't give a fuck sometimes, man. No doubt about it. You gotta be careful with that thing. Yeah, so lidocaine, good antiarrhythmic, very potent antiarrhythmic. And it's nice for like kicking people out of a rhythm that you know you can rescue them from, like, easily. You know, like in the heart rooms, heart surgery in particular. Like if somebody just kind of hits something they shouldn't, then it's a good option. It's a good option. What else here? Oh, we're talking about local anesthetics. Cocaine. Cocaine is technically a local anesthetic, if you didn't know that. I have used cocaine on multiple occasions, not personally, but we use it for difficult intubations. Woo cocaine, yeah! So what you do is you put it up somebody's nose. Seriously, it's for real. You actually do that. So you put it up their nose to anesthetize their nose, one, but cocaine is also a very strong alpha agonist. And those of you who don't know what an alpha agonist is, basically it's, there are alpha receptors that help your, like, vasculature contract, like your blood vessels get smaller and squish. And like cocaine is has like really strong potent alpha activity. So that is awesome, because when you shove a giant piece of PVC in someone's nose, their nose bleeds a lot. But not if you put cocaine in there. So it's both anesthetized and like, you know, and it bleeds less, which is fucking sweet. It's a really, really good drug for that. Do you ask the patient if they want cocaine given to them if they're awake? No, I do not. If I think that that's like what they need, then I just give it to them. I just do it. Maybe that's the wrong answer. When I have used it, I've only used cocaine a couple times, like, but we put it on like giant nasal swabs, so you just like swab their nose with it. Like you swab their nose and you just go farther and farther back as they can tolerate it. That's how you do it. And then you, like when you're in the, this is for something called an awake intubation. So like if the patient's awake, like if they have a truly difficult airway and it's not safe to put them to sleep, you do that. Yeah, it's super wild. It's crazy, right? You can actually do that and do it safely too. Yeah, I don't really want that. Lidocaine is injected locally. So for if you want it to be an antiarrhythmic, it's IV. You inject it IV. So we usually actually give lidocaine routinely for like just anesthetic induction, so it acts systemically, because there's like so many things that are going on that are like hardcore stimulating, like specifically putting a piece of plastic in someone's airway. Would I give cocaine to a family member if I thought they needed it? I mean, for this purpose, yes. Yeah, for sure. There's really not there. It's a very narrow use, very narrow use. The druggery. Speaking of cocaine, the fuck is this? Is that worth anything? No, of course not. But yeah, so you like basically numb up somebody's nose and make it not bleed all at once, which is really slick. And then after that, you like have them open their mouth, and ideally you will have gotten like the cocaine swabs back far enough that kind of like the upper part of the back of their mouth is anesthetized, or you can just directly use the swabs in the back of their mouth for this purpose. Yeah, exactly. Are you a difficult airway? Do you want me to intubate you while you're awake? Well, here's some cocaine. Have fun. I don't think that's useful. That might be worth something. What about if they really needed it because they were addicted and having withdrawal symptoms? No. There are ways around that. You can treat withdrawal symptomatically. So, on that note, did you know that many hospitals keep beer in the pharmacy to treat alcohol withdrawal? I shit you not. They totally do that. 100% do that. Aw, terrible roll. Why? Oh well. Thought it was benzos. They do treat it with benzos, but sometimes they'll actually give you a beer. I can't think of a reason why that would be necessary. Like, I don't know why, but yeah, sometimes they will keep like Arkansas in particular kept Bush Light in the hospital. Or no, it was just Bush. It was straight up Bush. And I couldn't tell you what circumstance that would be a good idea, but is it at least good beer? No, of course not. Are you fucking kidding me? No way. No chance. Ah, damn it. Yeah, so they totally keep beer to combat withdrawal. That should have made this list too, by the way. Beer. Beer is a drug for withdrawal treatment. Not a joint, exactly. They make it the, like, worst trash beer they can possibly come up with. I'm surprised it's not PBR. Like, fucking spoonful of dirt in every can. So cocaine is not illegal when used for, like, medical purposes. Combat withdrawal, yeah, exactly. Dicey at best for that purpose, right? Combat withdrawal with a wicked hangover. Sounds awesome. What could be better? Oh my god, oh my god! This looks bad. Those are just leftovers beers from all the anesthesiologists. Yeah, it's from the anesthesia party, man. That's how we roll. Get the patients asleep, and then the party starts. Gotta maintain professionalism, right? You can't do that while patients are awake. No way. Not cool. Not cool at all. So yeah, cocaine. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, as they say. It is indeed very, very useful. And Before Like a Virgin Part 2. Nice. Nice. But yeah, so on that note, you can actually intubate somebody while they're awake. And I think that is badass. Oh my god, ow. And usually what you do is you pretty much get them to sleep. They're kind of like on the edge of a sleep. But they have all this like numbing stuff, you know, in their nose and mouth. And so you can like literally put the breathing tube in and they kind of like might gag a little bit, but that's about it. Like nothing else happens. It just slides right in. Slides in. That's definitely like the biggest badass moment that we have, I would say, in anesthesia is like doing that. Because nobody else in the hospital can do that shit. Most things, oh god. Most things there's like some overlap with other specialties, but nobody does that. Like ENT kinda does, but not really. Can I intubate myself on stream for the 1,000 follower celebration? I will consider that, yes. I will consider that. That actually sounds kind of awesome. It sounds like a fantastic idea. Pog. Pog indeed. Oh, it's gonna... I can't believe I said yes to that. I'm an idiot. Shit. Here we go. Here we fucking go. Now everybody's gonna be following me, trying to get me to intubate myself. God damn it. Alright, so another good one. Another good one that most people know about. We know about Narcan, right? That's kind of gotten a lot of press recently with, like, Narcan clinics. Like, people going around, you know, handing out Narcan to junkies and stuff, to, like, heroin addicts, so that they, you know, can help their friends and, like, not die. Because, you know, sometimes people are cool and bros and help out that way. For legality reasons, I'm not held responsible if the man passes away trying to intubate himself. That's fair. That's fair. I agree. I agree to your terms, sir. Whoa. I have absolutely zero clue what this is worth. Yeah, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, so, Narcan. So, most people know about Narcan. That's, naloxone. There is a similar drug that's longer lasting that you can actually take orally. called naltrexone. And, you know, generally we think about these things in terms of like opioid reversal. So basically they're like really strong competitive antagonists at opioid receptors. So they like make, you know, any like fentanyl or heroin or whatever stop working instantly, or pretty much instantly. But the opioid receptors aren't just like pain related. So they are also responsible for causing cravings, like food cravings. So there's actually a current drug called Contrave, which you may have heard of, that is a combo of Wellbutrin, or bupropion, which is commonly an anxiety med, and naltrexone. So it's like a combo pill. And that helps with cravings. Like you take it specifically for that purpose. So that is super cool. And if you're on pain meds, it's a bad drug to take because it'll make your pain meds stop working. Whoops. So it's limited. It has its limitations. You take bupropion? A lot of people do. It's a very, very commonly used med. It's a good med. It works very well. And it in itself is actually good for cravings. Tastes like shit when you have to chew it? I bet it does. Most drugs do, actually. Most meds are like organic chemicals of some capacity, and they're all like really, really bitter. Those compounds are really bitter. All the like cyclic stuff for some reason gives the bitter taste. Okay, we're gonna do my favorite one next. Told you we were gonna talk about taints tonight. I wasn't kidding. So, do you want your butthole blazing? Do you want your fiery taint? Ladies, do you want your vaginas to ignite with the fury of 1,000 suns? Well, here at Milkman's Anesthesia Emporium, have we got the drug for you. Just start an IV, push a bolus of dexamethasone, and your wildest dreams will come true. That shit makes your hootie burn. Hard. Makes it burn real hard. And it's hilarious when it happens to people. It is really funny. I don't get to push drugs and awake people very often, but when you push some Decadron, you know it. Yeah. Yep. It's good shit. It is good shit. It works really well for nausea, but it has the listed side effect is perianal itching. Let me tell you, it is not limited to perianal itching. It makes you feel like your genitals are going to explode a lot of the time. So, yeah, Decadron. Good stuff. Very effective for both nausea and annoying patients. Yep, it does that. I'm sure there's a kink for there somewhere out there. Yeah, probably. Probably somebody has experienced that and been like, give me more of that burn. Yes. Yes. Decadron. Yes. It's kind of a bummer that you have to like give yourself an IV just to get off though. Like if that's truly your fetish, that's weak sauce. Plus you're gonna like be up all night and like eat yourself out of house and home. So also sort of shitty because it is a steroid. It's a pretty potent steroid actually. But it's great for birth control. Temporary birth control, at least. Temporarily. But again, maybe that's just what some people need to kind of push them over the edge. It is possible. Yeah, Decadron. Good shit, man. Love that drug. Very effective. Don't get to see the fun parts of it very often. Oh, man. So we've talked about me having a Botox business, right? We've talked about that before. But you know what else Botox is good for other than freezing faces? So is being ugly. Being ugly is fantastic birth control, but not as good as you might think. Not as good as you might think, man. Stroll through the OB ward sometime. Just, you know what I'm saying. There's sometimes you wonder how that happens. But it does. It does from time to time. I would know. I would. I strolled through the OB ward very frequently yesterday. In fact, very frequently. But there is someone for everyone, I promise you. It's kind of good for your self-esteem to be up there, really. You know, you roll through there and you're like, you know, I'm not doing too bad. This is I'm okay. This is all right. Like, she got knocked up. Cool. Let's go. Let's go. But from personal experience, yeah. I mean, I trapped one. I made it. She is locked down. But yeah, actually, interestingly enough, that's most frequently where we push Decadron and Awake Patients as OP. Wow. Oh, that wasn't cool. Milkman's 10 of 10. Dime piece, baby, right in here. Right up in here. No. Ooh, that guy is just fucking going off. I'm gonna get out of this room. That's a bad place to be. A dime, if you will. That would be the first time I've heard that, for sure. Oh my goodness. Okay, another cool drug. Hopefully nobody is super familiar with how antabuse works or what it does to you, but I just thought this was super cool. So what it actually does is basically accelerates hangovers hardcore. So hangovers are from a lot of different things, and we actually have a video on that if you would like to watch it. So check my YouTube. But it makes the enzyme that converts. So you have alcohol dehydrogenase, and that converts ethanol to something that, like aldehyde, basically, that makes you like feel like shit. That's what's responsible for a large amount of your symptoms, like headache, nausea, fatigue, blah 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 blah. Yeah, lag, seriously, it's not going well. And there's giant fire exploding around me. So what antabuse does is it inhibits aldehyde dehydrogenase. So basically you just build up a bunch of aldehyde in your system and you feel like crap, like really, really fast. So if you drink when you're taking antabuse, then you feel like shit real fast and you barf. Weird. So on a related note, is the fishing good in KC? So there are, yes, actually, believe it or not. There are a lot of like public lakes around that are really cool. And they're easy to get to and like pretty cheap to rent a boat. And we've done that a couple times. So like you can, they're not technically in the city proper, but I mean, it's like a 20-minute drive from my house. Oh my God, this guy's killing me. Go away. But yeah, you can rent a pontoon boat. Like we've taken like a couple other families and gone out on the lake, and it's like $200 for an entire day. And you split it amongst 4 families. No big deal, right? It's like $50, $60 per group. The biggest I've never fished in any of those lakes. My family had a lake house, and I think I caught maybe like a 1 pound like bass or something. Nothing significant. Is this what he wanted? Rapture Sliver. Yep. Boom. Thank you, sir. You forgot what Decatron was? Yep. Well, I mean, you shouldn't really know that. That's why I was saying dexamethasone. Should catch a fish and then cook it for my family? I'm down with that. Actually, one of my friends caught a bunch of fish one time and brought them over, and we fried them. Caught a bunch of crappie. which is kind of like a trash fish, but it fries up fine. Like, if all you're doing is frying it, it doesn't really matter how good the meat is. That would be super cool. But yeah, we had a, like, impromptu fish fry. It was fucking delicious. It's actually really cool. Crappie is not a trash fish? I don't know. I think most people regard it as such. But I thought it was good. It was freaking delicious, man. Fried up really well. It was like super moist and like buttery. It was good. Yeah, they are delicious. 100%. 100% agree. So we got into the liver enzyme system, right? Have you ever seen the warnings about drinking grapefruit juice or eating grapefruit with meds? Well, that is because it messes with your liver enzymes. So most things are metabolized by a cytochrome P450 enzyme of some kind. Grapefruit juice induces those enzymes. So, or excuse me, it inhibits those enzymes. So if you have a medication that like is metabolized by your liver out of its active form, then if you prevent that metabolism, you can overdose real easy. Hey, Beguiling Loki. See you later, man. Glad you enjoyed the stream. Thank you for following. Good to see you. Have a wonderful week. Ah, damn it. Anyway, yeah. So if you take a med that is metabolized by your liver, you can overdose. On the other hand, if you take a medicine that is in its that needs to be metabolized to work, which there are a lot of, they're called prodrugs. Does it say not to drink grapefruit on the bottle? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, grapefruit is not the only thing that inhibits cytochrome enzymes. Like, there's lots of stuff that does, but grapefruit juice is just sort of like a common thing that you wouldn't think would be a problem, but it is. But yeah, if you have a prodrug that needs to be metabolized, then it's not going to work very well because it can't get, you know, the drug can't get metabolized as effectively, and so it won't work. It'll never be in its active form. But yeah, weird shit, right? Roughly how many medications is that? A lot. Like a huge percentage of them. I don't, I have no idea what a percentage would be, but lots of them. Like if there's any question, it's better just to not have grapefruit. I mean, you know, how many people like can't live without grapefruit? It's not like a super common part of people's lives typically. But yeah, if you get your medication bottle from the pharmacy, that's a routine thing that like automatically prints out on the label. Like you don't, you know, nobody has to like check this box or anything. It's just whenever that medication gets dispensed, the label has it on there. So there won't be any question of whether or not that's going to be a problem. Grapefruit juice is nasty. I disagree. I like grapefruit juice. But it can fuck up your meds. Nobody likes that. That is bad juju. So, the Hall's grapefruit chop drops are fire. Hey man, whatever floats your boat. But so we're talking about citrus. Vitamin C. Vitamin C's gotten a lot of press for like cancer, you know, purposes and things like that. And actually, it is decent for those things. Sort of, but not in the way that most people use them who tout them highly. So vitamin C is a really, really strong antioxidant, believe it or not. It's actually very good at like preventing oxidation and removing oxygen-free radicals. So what that's mostly useful for, eliminates your shit, there you go. Aw, Stiosh is here again. Bummer. Get out of here. You're making it very difficult for me to talk about vitamin C, you piece of shit. Just keeps throwing these goddamn skulls at me. I just want to talk about vitamin C, antioxidizing things. Okay, there we go. Anyway, Yeah, so it is a good antioxidant, and when you get oranges and strawberries and berry, yeah, man, I'm all about some fruits, citrus fruits, delish. I made myself a really ghetto old-fashioned last night. Last night? 2 nights ago. Yeah, not last night. I was on call last night. 2 nights ago. It was real good. We got some cuties for my kid. Put that in there. Had some maraschino cherries, like ultra hood old-fashioned. I ain't high flying with those Luxardo cherries. Bananas taste nothing like banana flavored candy. Amen to that. A ghetto old fashioned. So a normal old fashioned has like orange peel, like vermouth, I think, and a type of cherry called the Luxardo cherry, which is like very specific, like type of really delicious sweet cherry. So I used maraschino cherries with a little maraschino juice and a cutie, and no mixers of any kind. But yeah, so when people, it was amazing. It was really good. So it was just like a double tall bourbon with like oranges and maraschino cherries in it, basically. It was good though. It was tasty. There are these moonshine cherries. Oh yeah, I've had those. Those are good. Those are good. Yeah, so when you treat cancer, you oxidize the shit out of everything. In fact, that's how a lot of cancer drugs actually deliberately work, is they kill cells through oxidative stress. So when you kill all the tumor cells, you also have a lot of stress on your normal cells. So if you give somebody like whopping doses of vitamin C IV, you can actually help with that. And that helps with a lot of the side effects, like nausea and, fatigue and all sorts of, organ damage and stuff like that. So it sounds like. I think that's one of those things that's sort of evidence pending kind of deal. But it's vitamin C, and it's generally tolerated, like, super well. There's not a whole lot of side effects to it. So, like, giving people whopping doses of it is not, like, a terrible idea, just to see what happens, more or less. So yeah, vitamin C, cool stuff. Here's 5 TikTok dances you can do to help Ukraine fight Russia. What? Okay. What are you, like, trying to distract the Russians with your dance or something? No, comrade, I cannot fight. I have to watch TikTok. That's ridiculous. So I heard a really good idea, by the way. Book an Airbnb in Ukraine. Airbnb has suspended all of their fees for Airbnbs in Ukraine. So if you just like book an Airbnb, like from, a family in Ukraine, all of the money goes to them. And you can, obviously like tell them, hey, I'm not going to be coming to your war-torn country anytime soon, but here's my money. As much as I enjoy exposing myself to missile attacks, I will stay in the US. vacay in Ukraine, yay! Yay war, let's go there. But yeah, I thought that was creative. And then, like, Airbnb kind of caught on to it and we're like, yeah, man, we can get behind that. Sure. It's a good plan. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? It's a good idea. It's a really good idea. Decadron sounds like a Transformers name. I missed that. Yes, it is. U.S. government has briefed TikTok stars on the Ukraine situation. Great. That seems like an excellent use of everyone's time. Perfect. Let's not talk about national security and Russia launching a nuke at us that we can't do anything about. We'll inform TikTok stars. TikTok stars are coming to stop Putin. What world are we living in? This is insane shit. Jesus Christ. Okay. They're coming. Oh my goodness. All right, what else do I have on this list? What is on the list? Let's see. We talked about saline. We talked about Decadron burning your taint. We talked about vitamin C, grapefruit juice, cocaine, lidocaine. You know, we didn't talk about Botox. I'll get into that. Started it up. So Botox paralyzes your face. You know what else it paralyzes? Anything else you inject it into. Usually that's not a big deal because, like, if you inject it into your arm, you probably won't notice the difference. Unless you use a whole lot of it. So, like, a toxic dose of Botox, meaning, like, you cause yourself respiratory failure, is like an entire vial of Botox, which is 100 units per kilogram that you weigh. So for me, for instance, that would be like 90 vials of Botox, which costs me $54,000. So, yeah, that's never gonna happen. So as far as like actually harming yourself with Botox, no chance. But small structures still get paralyzed by it. So what it's actually used for pretty commonly is paralyzing people's bladders. So people who are like incontinent for one reason or another, like maybe they've had some sort of like neurologic injury. Maybe they've had like 16 kids and their pelvic floor muscles don't work at all. Maybe they've had prostate cancer and they've had a prostatectomy. Who knows? Like whatever reason that they are incontinent, you can actually use it to paralyze your bladder. So people come in to get Botox injections in their bladder. Your grandmother's incontinent. Well, maybe she needs some Botox, dude. In her face and her bladder. Just saying. You never know. But it works really well. It's a great drug for that. Beep. God, this guy, he just like will not get out of my grill. Let's see if I can just like beast mode him down. Not worry about it. Yep, the answer is yes. I can do that. Aw, poor grandma. That sucks. Sorry. I know how that goes, man. I lost, on my mom's side, like I was super close to my grandparents. And, more to my grandma than my grandpa, but still close to both of them. And, they died within a year of each other. Like, my grandpa had Alzheimer's, and just, that was rough, because he was a professor at the dental school here in town. So, he's, like, super smart, really educated guy, and just, like, watched him go all the way down to, like, you know, total care. And my grandma was really sick. She had a lot of vascular issues. Had, like, her aortic valve replaced, and had a couple strokes and stuff like that, so it wasn't, like, a huge surprise. Like, she had rheumatoid arthritis and had been on all sorts of, like, you know, immunologic drugs and stuff, and all of that, like, totally fucks with your vasculature after a while, so she was not long for this world as it was, but she made it to, like, 83, I think, despite all that. Not a bad run. Yeah, I feel you, bro. Feel you. What are my thoughts on the fat acceptance movement? Those people who are, like, health at every size. If you are obese, you are by definition not healthy. That's what I think about that. Like, that is a, like me, for instance, that is, like, that's a health condition. Morbid obesity is a risk factor for basically everything. For cancer, heart disease, lung disease, sleep apnea, you name it, diabetes. I mean, it's, like, it's impossible to be healthy if you're morbidly obese. That doesn't exist. But yeah, that's what I think about that. I mean, certainly there are, you know, Jesus. Just like anything else, there are a range of people who are of, you know, health at a given BMI or whatever. But, yeah, you can't be obese and healthy. I mean, to me, like, that's no different than saying I'm advanced in my heart disease and healthy. Like, no, you're not. You are not. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good that, like, you know, people are, like, feeling better about themselves. Like, mental health plays a big role in physical health. You know, like, if you're motivated to, like, you know, get out and exercise or, you know, whatever, like, that's good. You know, more power to you. But let's not kid ourselves about the reality here. Kind of wish you could identify as super fat. I mean, you could be super fly. Why not super fat? Why not? You call yourself whatever you want, my man.
Godslayer.
Don't want that. Oh, bummer. That was close to good. It tried to be good. I don't know. Maybe that's still worth something. Yeah. Alright. We'll see what happens. Bee bellies are a thing? What is a bee belly? I went down a fat activist TikTok rabbit hole. Yes. As in your belly is the shape of a bee. So you like basically your fat kind of like hangs down in 2 layers rather than 1. Or like, I didn't know that was a thing either. It's news to me.
Be careful.
I mean, I think I know what you're talking about. Think I know. That's so weird. Why is that like? Why is that something that people consider? I don't understand. All right, before I get too far into weird fat culture, why is TikTok so cursed? I don't know. Probably because it's like totally unfiltered, right? What else? What else do I need to talk about here? I guess that's it. That's all I had written down. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. A really weird Madonna filter on TikTok? Ugh. Dude, if it's anything like that picture of Madonna with a grill that we looked at last time, I want nothing to do with that. That was really scary. Kind of traumatizing, you know? I feel way worse. Way worse for having seen that. I'm not okay. I need some help, guys. Really need some help. It's frightening me. Madonna's scary.
Must have time to gather my will.
If I choose to be fat, that means I'm disabled? What? Why does it mean that? Is this like the logic that you were running into and said TikTok excursion? Uh-oh. Atlas map complete, but not the bonus. Gotta get the bonus. I don't like that. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Excellent. Corrupt that shit. Let's go. Is that how... Oh, they really do claim disability because of that? Wow. Stop trying. That's insane. So I know plenty of people who have... like when I was a pharmacy tech, there were tons of regular patients there who somehow... I don't know if there must have been like a mailer or something, but somehow they found out that they could get like a jazzy scooter if they were overweight, and suddenly like all these people are like cruising through CVS on their jazzy scooters. Like, where the fuck did you get that? You don't need a damn jazzy scooter. Walk your ass in here. What the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, those benefits, man. Seriously. Yeah, if you can claim disability for just being obese, like, I guess go for it. I mean, I don't really want that coming out of my paycheck, but it is anyway. A bunch of, dude, there was tons of people. There were like 3 people in the store at any given time on freaking Jazzy scooters. Probably tax benefits. I mean, I think there's a lot of different like levels of disability. I don't really know too much about that, but I think you can, get different amounts. I know certainly in the military that's the case. Just scooting along. Yeah, they always, actually the first day that I found this out, there was a regular, like a husband and wife couple who were regulars. And we were like, you guys can't drive that in here. Like, that's, it's not built for that. And they put up a huge stink about it. And sure as shit, like, they're driving along and they, like, smoke an end cap and just, like, wreck it. There's just, like, all of the, like, display stuff is just, like, scattered everywhere as they just take it out. Oh, man. And, like, didn't say a word about it. They were just like, whatever. It's not like you told us that we couldn't do this, and we did it anyway and fucked everything up. I take no responsibility for this situation. It's your fault. You clean it up. Great. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, but I mean, I worked in, kind of worked in the hood, honestly. Like, it was a very low-income area, and most of the people there had, very little accountability for anything, to be frank. Like, no insight to understand exactly what was going on. And that, like, hey, maybe we told you not to drive your Jazzy scooter in the store for a reason. And hey, guess what? You just knocked over a whole bunch of shit that now I have to clean up because you did something that I specifically asked you not to do. No big deal. That's cool. That's cool. Have a great day. Darn those Jazzy scooters. Yeah, I mean, it's more like darn service industry. Being in the service industry just sucks, dude. Like, being a slave to customers is terrible. Because people are awful. I feel like everybody should have a service job at some point. Like, dude, you want clinical experience? Go be a server for a while. Everybody should have to do that. Teaches you how to deal with people, teaches you how to deal with assholes, like, unhappy situations. It is really, really good. Jazzy Scooters. It's a great name, isn't it? I love it. Yeah, service industry, probably #1 under-respected job. I don't know, tough to say that with teachers and nurses around, and police, but firefighters too. But still, servers, like, everybody shits on servers. Try being in a service in a mental hospital. Yeah, that doesn't sound very fun. But at least a lot of those people, like, honestly don't have a grip on reality, right? Like, they are too far gone to understand that, like, they're wronging you somehow. People in restaurants are just dicks. It makes me, like, whenever I think about people in restaurants being dicks, I think about, so one of my good friends who owns a bar now, actually, that he was a bartender at this, medium nice restaurant. And he'd been there for a long time and kind of, like, knew everybody. And so my friends and I would actually go and hang out there. We'd just sit at the bar while he was bartending and drink a bunch of really free drinks and have a grand old time. And there was this couple, like, older couple, probably, I don't know, early 60s maybe, who stopped in and they were like, yeah, we're from out of town, and we're, like, chatting it up. And they were there for like 2 hours probably, had a couple drinks, talking with my friend, really enjoying themselves. And racked up a fair tab. I don't remember what it was, but probably $100. between them. They were having cocktails, and I think they had like some apps and stuff. And when they left, they wrote on the check, "Thank you for a great night," and tipped him nothing. they gave my friend no tip at all. And at that point, I was like pretty sauced myself, and I was like, should I run after these people and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, 13% additional scarab. There we go. Yeah, it's such a dick move too. Like, you write a personal note on the check and then like give them nothing. Like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like, you're a special kind of terrible to do that to somebody. Like, if you don't leave them money, they make no money. They make $2 an hour. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh well. But yeah, I mean, that's the sort of thing you gotta get used to, you know? I mean, like, I do that. Like, fortunately, I've been pretty lucky to not have a whole lot of difficult patients. I don't know. Well, it seems like I have not dealt with as many difficult patients as, like, maybe other people have. But, you know, when you do run into somebody who's just, like, totally ungrateful, it's like, do you have any idea how hard I work to, like, be able to do this for you? Like, I'm probably paying for your care anyway. Like, are you on Medicare or Medicaid? Well, hey, guess what? That comes out of my paycheck. So I'm working really hard to, like, provide this service for you. And, you know, if you're going to treat me like shit, that doesn't make me feel very good. Please understand. What percent do I tip? At least 20. At least. Like, you have to actively do something to, like, piss me off and be negligent. Like, for instance, the other night we went axe throwing. I think I mentioned that on stream. We went axe throwing, and our server like, forgot my wife's food, which is, you know, like, pretty inconvenient, because the next that we heard from him, like, the service was really bad. Like, he wasn't coming back and, like, checking on us. And you only get these tables, like, you have to rent the table for like an hour and a half at a time, so you have a limited time to be at the table. And the next time we saw him, like, he delivered the food, and we were like, okay, well, you know, maybe they're just, like, you know, waiting to you know, waiting for it to be done or whatever, because there were 4 of us, you know, and he couldn't bring it all in one trip. So he brought, like, the rest of the food and then just kind of, like, disappeared. And the next time we saw him, it was him giving us, like, a 5-minute warning. And we were like, well, wait, what the fuck? Like, where's my wife's food? And so, like, he just kind of disappeared again, and, like, the manager came over, and he was like, okay, well, we've got this party that's coming in, so you guys have to, like, you know, move over to this other area. And my wife was like, well, you know, I kind of, like, nobody was making a big deal about this at all. And she was like, yeah, you know, like, I didn't get my food. And so he goes and confronts the server, and the server's like, no, they never ordered that. But it was buffalo wings. And so we had this conversation about, like, which sauce do you want? Do you want bone-in or boneless? How many do you want? Do you want 6, 8, 12? Like, so we had this, like, long conversation about it, you know. It's like, normally it could have, you know, they could have gotten away with, like, oh yeah, you know, maybe we didn't. But no, this was, like, the focus of our order, you know, because everything else was like, I want fries. And so basically he just, like, straight up lied, and I still tipped him like 15%. If that's an idea. Bone-in for sure. Bone-in wings. Like, don't order wings if you're not gonna get bone-in wings. No, I want that. Yeah, solid. So much time is spent on something only for it to be mediocre. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, you gotta really piss me off to not get a decent tip. Because I know that, again, being in the service industry sucks balls. So I totally get it. Totally get it. Let's see if I can find me a belt. That's expensive. That is less expensive. Let's see, sort by chaos. I don't like these options very much. Dude lied, he shouldn't have gotten 15. I know, I probably over-tipped on that one. And he wasn't really even that busy. I think he had 2 tables of, like, totaling 8 people. Like, he didn't bring us our drinks. I mean, it literally took, like, half an hour to get a drink. It's kind of shitty. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have. I was too nice. Ooh. What do you want? 10? 10 chaos. Excellent. What is it called? Grim Thread. Grim Thread. But yeah, I am definitely a very generous tipper overall. Pretty good. Thank you. Yeah, I have much respect for service industry because I mean I'm in a service industry. Like, let's be real, most of hospital practice is based around, like, at least on an administrative level, is based around customer satisfaction, which is bullshit. There's actually a lot of data showing that patient satisfaction and quality of care are inversely correlated. So, take from that what you will. Yeah, the irony, exactly. And yet, we still have to do it. Still have to focus on patient satisfaction surveys. Because that's cool. It always feels real good when somebody who has absolutely no idea what's happening to them tells me I'm doing a bad job. Like, okay. Thanks for your feedback. Do I ever get hit on by patients? Yes, sometimes. That does happen. Usually it's by old women. I guess I just have that, like, what is the reverse of a cheetah? I look like the prey? I don't know. Yeah, almost always it's by old women. Which, hey man, at least I got something going for me. I'll take it. I'll take it. Sexy sloth? A sloth? What the fuck? Come on, man. Not cool. I couldn't think of better. So this is you were thinking the opposite of cheetah, and that's just what came up. Oh man, good times. Good shit. So I back when we were first dating, my wife used to ask me these like really weird random questions. And she goes, if I was an animal, what would I be? And so in my moment of genius, thinking it'd be really funny, I said a sloth. And she has never forgiven me about that. She's like, what? What? I was like, oh god, fuck. I shouldn't have said that. As it turns out, I am super smooth with the ladies. I am. I never say anything stupid, and you know, I'm always on my game. Basically, A+ player. That's me, Milkman Al. Wait, so it's the perfect match? Exactly! We're both actually sloths. As it turns out.
The more you kill, time to go.
Why did I say sloth? I don't know. That there is no situation where that answer could have turned out well. There's absolutely no scenario where that was a smart thing to do. What animal would I say now? That's a good question. Oh man, kind of set myself up for that one, didn't I? What would I say now? Actually, you know what? I would say a cat, and she would love that answer. Here's why. Here's why I would say cat. So cats, very clean, very organized, right? They have all their shit in a row, and they know exactly how they like it. They also kind of do whatever the fuck they want, whenever they want. And they're cool with that. But every now and then they come and love on you. Sometimes they scratch you. But usually they're cool. And this is why I say cat.
There you are, ready to revisit the past.
Oh, and they leave hair everywhere too. That's another reason I would say cat.
And the closer we get to finding the temple, let's go.
Girls leave hair everywhere, man. That's just how it is.
Good job.
Well, that didn't go well. They totally do, man. Yeah, I think that's a good answer though. She would as a cat lady, I think she would be satisfied with that. Happy with that response. Oh, hello, Cassia. What would I say my animal is? You know what? I would say that mine is a lemur because it has, based on proportionality to its body, the largest middle finger of any animal. Oh, excuse me. Correction. Oh, I guess it is a lemur. It is a type of lemur. Look at that. Look at that bitch. There is no question that you're flipping them off. Hang that thing out the driver's side window. They are... Everyone around you is very clear about how you feel. Those things are creepy as fuck. Well, that would be another reason why I match. I do kind of look like one? Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate that. That's good. I guess after calling my wife a sloth, I deserve that. I had that coming.
I must have time to gather my will.
Oh, man. What are your animals? You jerks. You put me on the spot. What are your animals? I'm interested to hear the answers for these. Probably a deer. Okay, and why deer? That's an interesting answer. Oh, bummer. Steel infused, kill some shit. You're a hippo, very moody and don't like to be fucked with. Okay, I dig it. And you bite shit a lot and spray poop everywhere too, I guess. Regal looking and a symbol of nature. Okay, cool. Regal looking, alright. I dig. I don't know what that is. Especially after your surgery. Hey, I mean, you didn't know it at the time, but you're just leaning into your spirit animal. Nothing wrong with that. No such thing as TMI. Exactly, yeah, not in this stream. Not in this stream. You are safe here, my brother. Oh, man. I love it. Okay, Alva. Give me some maps. Give me the maps. I guess I'll be killing shit. Oh, God. You love this stream. I'm happy to have you here, man. It's been a lot of fun. I'm really glad I started doing this. It's been a good time. You guys are a trip. I'd like to expand, though. Like, kind of my goal for this year was to kind of push forward. I don't know. I may even, like, advertise. May even do some, like, pay-per-click advertising on Reddit or something. Who knows? I think that'd be fun. It'd be fun to get a big crowd in here all the time. Bunch of people pogging out to like ridiculous medical bullshit. Have I ever thought about playing doctor games? Why is doctor in quotes, and what are doctor games? You're not talking about like making porn videos or anything, right? Because I have totally done that before. I'm not going back to that life. I mean, that's, I don't know what you mean. I don't understand. What's going on?
Good job, Exo.
What would you do if you saw somebody you knew in a porn? How would you react to that? Would you be like, hey, John, I saw you got a nice dick there. It's a good dick. Saw it in your movie. That's cool. I appreciate it. Very talented guy. Real doctor plays Mario or something? Yeah, I mean, I guess I could, like, hardcore sell the Dr. Mike, like, Doctor reacts to Grey's Anatomy sort of thing. I'm not sure, like, dude, don't get me wrong. Like, my taste and morals are 100% for sale, but, I'm not sure, like, how palatable that is. You can't say you saw him in a porn? Yeah, exactly, because then you're like, well, dude, I was watching porn. I was watching porn and saw ya. We'll just not talk about this. We'll acknowledge that that happened and not ever talk about it again. Yeah, what do I like? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do. But yeah, I'm not sure that I have the time to devote to like social media stuff to make money off of this. Like, you got to be pretty dedicated about it. I mean, I certainly have the resources to like, you know, front some cash to like gain visibility. That's not a problem. But as far as like consistently putting out like useful content, like YouTube videos and things like that, it's that just ain't gonna happen. I'll do it as much as I can, but you do OnlyFans in med school? Why, dude? As discussed previously in this stream,
I must have time to
as far as OnlyFans and things like it are concerned, everything is a decent body, right? There is someone for everyone. Just remember that. You got this. You got this, bro. You got this OnlyFans career. Yeah, I think feet is a good way to do it. There's a one of the nurses, actually she does jujitsu, and like had some videos online and like got all sorts of solicitation to be in foot videos as a result of those jujitsu videos. And I was like, dude, you should totally do that. You don't have to show your face. Like, just put your feet online, make some cash. It's cool. I would 100% do that if I had the ability. Why the fuck not, man? Why would you not do that? I could be Feet Man Al. Nobody would know it was me. Hey, bio buddy, what's up, dude? Dairy Deity. Ah! Alright. Cool. That's a good one. What's going on, man? When do you start school? Don't you start school soon, like this term? That's kind of like a wham bam thank you ma'am sort of situation there. You get it, you interview, you get into school, and then they're like, oh, by the way, you start tomorrow. First class is like in an hour. See you then. By the way, tuition's due right now. How are you gonna pay? You gonna write a check, personal check? It's only $95,000. Do I need completion on any of these? I do not. I don't believe. Lovely. Okay, I'm about to go fight the most obnoxious boss in this entire fucking game. I hate this map. You're gonna see why. You will see, my friends. Just back from the honeymoon. Oh, congratulations! Congratulations, man. Hey, Miss see you, man. See you. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Yeah, congrats on the honeymoon, dude. Very cool. School starts end of May. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you were coming up on that. Have to find an apartment in the city you've never been to before. The TLDR for why normal saline is acidic. Here, let's look. Why is normal saline so acidic and doesn't really matter? And the answer is yes, it really fucking matters. So dissolved carbon dioxide, that is that does not seem accurate. Let's see. Salting out effect. CO2 solubility depends on the lone electron pair. This is very interesting, actually. I do not believe that I have ever read this. So enjoy that. My husband-wife challenges are hilarious. I'm glad you enjoy them. Where did I come up with the name Milkman? I will show you. People ask that all the time. So it's from a comic called Red Meat. So I used to read this when I was, I don't know, 12 or something. There's a character named Milkman Dan who's like this diabolical bastard. And so I thought that was really cool. And stole it. Like this. Perhaps I've been a bit harsh with the neighborhood kids. Possibly, they're a bit too young to enjoy my particular brand of humor. It's conceivable that what I regard as innocent jibes are in reality traumatizing episodes to their innocent young minds. Jeez, that's the booze talking. That's the guy. MCAT flashbacks looking at the equation? Yeah. When I started drumming on my wife's ass, you're dead. I don't remember doing that, but that does sound like something that I would do. Totally. So this is actually fairly interesting on the why saline is acidic. There you go. That was in, yeah, this was in a newspaper called The Pitch, which is a free newspaper that I would read from time to time because they had like listings of concerts. And back in my day, the interwebs was not exactly the cool, useful place that it is now, so all that shit was actually in print. You had to kind of figure out, you know, where to go based on that.
Must have time to gather
But yeah, so I would read that. It also had like a lot of good restaurant reviews, which, you know, when I was like 12, 13, didn't really give a fuck about. But as time went on, became much more useful. Yeah, Pitch is a good magazine. Very nice for current events and all sorts of stuff like that. But yeah, that's so Milkman Dan was like, I just thought it was funny. So I was like, I'm gonna steal that. And I did. And I chose a name that has anal in it. I did that. And so now that I'm like internet famous and like super cool and gonna, you know, make tons of money off of my personality. Not. That's a problem. It doesn't get caught in any filters though, which is kind of weird. I guess anal's not hardcore enough for most people. See what I did there? Dark ray vectors, there we go. Well, now you noticed it, and you will never unsee it. I'm famous in your hearts. Oh. No. How nice of you. Milkum Anal, that's me. That's how you pronounce it. I noticed but didn't want to say anything. Now it's totally there. It's there. Ouch. Yeah, there's no undoing it. It cannot be unseen, it cannot be undone. But yeah, that's okay. That's where the name's from. I wish I'd like had the foresight to choose something like, you know, useful and like relatable. But no, it's Milkman now. I'm a sloth. Oh, so many copies of Path of Exile. Cockroach Princess has been watching my stream fucking forever, and therefore, you earned Path of Exile copies. Because that's totally useful. And absolutely not free to everybody who wants one. One of these days I'll do something useful with the channel reward points. But today is not that day. So I am not sure who Milkman Al is on Twitch. The best that I can recall is like maybe I just like lost an account or something and couldn't recover it for some reason. Like maybe I had a Twitch account on like an old email and just never got it back. I don't know. I honestly don't have a good answer for you on that one. But yeah, I mean, I'm Milkman Al on every other platform. So it's not like I'm competing for the name or anything. I don't know. You want to meet the real Milkum Anal? Well, I'm here. I'm right here. If you're lucky, you'll get to see an ass carrot with me. Like at least one other person has. Because I have the best job ever. Milk of anal. So yeah, super pumped you're starting school, man. Is are all AA programs 2.5 years? I think they are, right? They're all sort of standardized to do that. Or will you graduate? No. Would it be 3 years then? Is there some sort of Milkman L multiverse? Maybe there is. Maybe I'm just like existing in parallel dimensions. Just got back from Mexico, and now you have to take medicine to kill buttworms. That sounds less than fun. Bonus points if you send in pictures of said buttworms dying, though. Send them to Cockroach Princess, and he'll post them for us. See, he loves buttworms. He even said so. 2 years, but no summer break. 3 semesters a year. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I keep thinking that I like have a handle on the way that... Oh, that was... Oh, no, okay. Here's the fucking annoying part. Proximity shield, and the asshole runs away from you constantly. This is the worst fucking boss. But yeah, I think I keep thinking I have a handle on, like, how the education process goes, and I just don't. Absolutely do not. But we just got a new crop of students, and that's always really fun. 'Cause I just, like, I'm the type who will just walk into a room and be like, hey, what's this patient need? Hey, guess what? You're doing that. I did that, like, with an arterial line. The AA who was in the room was like, just so you know, I don't think they've ever even been shown how to do that. I'm like, that's okay, I can do that. I can make that happen. Oh, you bitch. Get back here. Oh, I fucking hate this boss. I have no concept of the game after watching it for so long. Dude, you should just play it. Just pick it up. Pick up a guide, like, watch a build guide, and just do a character. It's not that bad. It's fun. The end game is really complicated, though. It really is. And it's basically impossible to, like, even get to the point that I'm at without lots and lots of hours invested. You want to rotate in KC just to get hazed in person? Well, come on through, my man. Random stuff just happens on the screen. Yeah, this boss in particular is terrible for that. It runs away from you and, like, freezes you, and this, like, has this crazy ass aura that blasts you away. I don't even know that I want to complete this. I want the point. You need a guide to play the game? Yes, you absolutely need a guide to play this game. Do not even bother if you don't use a guide. Oh yeah, die. Eat a dick. Oh, it cornered itself. Cannot enjoy video games anymore? Oh man. That's too bad. There's so many good games out there. I find it very difficult to believe that you couldn't find something that you would enjoy. Like, whether it's like a city builder or an RPG or shoot 'em up or, you know, first person shooter, whatever. Something ridiculous like this. What other games do I play? So we were talking earlier, I might do Lost Ark. There's a game that's very similar to this called Path of Exile, Last Epoch. That's really good. It's currently in beta, but it's like early. I don't know if it's technically beta, but it's like early access. Totally awesome game. Much simpler and easier to play. Very, very much more straightforward, and it's really good. And they're making it way better all the time. This is a really, really good game. So totally recommend that. Probably going to play some Lost Ark. I actually really enjoy city builders and stuff like that too, like strategy games. but it doesn't make for the best streaming. I may try that at some point though. Like oddly, I feel like those games take a lot more focus. Like it's more boring to begin with, like watching it, and it also like takes a lot more thought on my part. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's somebody who makes like $50 billion a year streaming SimCity. Who knows? Okay, I'm tired of this bullshit. I fucking hate this boss. I'm out. City Skylines? Yeah, I have City Skylines. And, like, I think pretty much all of the add-ons. Unless they've come out with one recently. Yeah, Last Epoch is really good. If you enjoyed Diablo, it's just like... I mean, it's just like this. It's a action RPG, just like Path of Exile, but it's way less complicated. I think it's $30 or something in Steam, but it's worth it. I mean, if you enjoy this kind of game, it's totally worth it. It's, even though it's in early access, it's a lot more polished. I think I have all the DLC. Let's find out. Steam. Brady is back? No. Really? I did not see that. Doesn't surprise me. I'm assuming you're meaning Tom Brady. Tom Brady news. He's returning as the QB next season, of course. Whoops. Yeah, I think I have all the paid DLCs, like all the stuff that's like official. I don't have all of the like creator packs and stuff. I have a shitload of games that I haven't played. City Skylines, put a lot of time into this, 300 hours. Let's see. Airports. No, I don't have the airports thing. That sounds cool. Airports were kind of an afterthought last I played this. I haven't played for a long time. Yeah. 2020. Interesting. Yeah, but I love this game. I think this is really good. Yeah, so I have campus, concerts. Yeah, most of the stuff. Manage my 20 DLCs. Jesus. Yeah, I think I got like basically all of this in like summer sales and stuff. Like got it in a giant package. It was all like 80% off. Fucking Tom Brady comes back, man. Whatever. That jerk. I figured, like, people like that can't give it up, though.
Keep your eyes sharp.
Can't give it up. Yeah, I would like to get back to that, actually, but there's just so many good games out, and I just really don't have that much time to play. You know, I really want to give Lost Ark a shot. I'm not sure that I'll be able to, like, hang with the MMO atmosphere. Like, I almost certainly won't be able to do any, like, true in-game content or anything, but... should I... smack a bitch? That's... so, 2 unique bosses? I don't know about that. I'll try a different map first. See if I can level up before I go do that. Cannot leech for monsters. Lovely. Smack a bitch. I like the option to smack a bitch. Is Wayne Brady gonna have to smack a bitch? I love the Chappelle Show. Oh, man. I was so sad when that went off the air. He turned down Comedy Central's deal. Jesus. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, Chappelle was like ahead of his time, man. And he wasn't afraid to, you know, like offend people. And he kind of played the race card in a way that nobody had really explored, which I enjoyed immensely. Also, it's just fucking funny. It's just that funny as hell. Seems like we talked about Dave Chappelle a lot tonight. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. We went there earlier. Oh my goodness.
They are coming.
They are coming. They're coming, apparently. Alright, let's get up in this.
Time to go. Greetings.
Enter incursion. Am I going? Okay, there we go. Alright, I'm trying to smack these hoes. It's working out pretty well, I would say, so far. I will take that. Architect of the Horde. Oh, there's so many dudes. So many dudes. I just looked over at that salient article I linked. That's actually really cool. It's one of those things that you never bother to question. Or at least I didn't. I'm like, oh yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And now it does.
Must have time to
You know, I'm thinking about the Tom Brady coming back thing. That sort of sucks. That sucks. He's been around for so long. I bet you he, like, is there an amount for a house that I wouldn't recommend for the average med student? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend anything. I mean, it's gonna be kind of like personal, right? It's a personal amount, but anything that like makes you stress your finances is not good. I mean, you don't want to get to the point where you're penny pinching, because you have enough stress as it is. Like you want to be, you know, obviously you're not going to be like financially free in med school, barring some like independent wealth, but you want to not have to worry about going out with friends or, you know, hanging out at a bar or something if you want to. So if you are in house debt to a degree that makes that happen, then that's a problem. I mean, honestly, like what I would recommend is, like for you, I assume you're a first-time home buyer, and I think I've recommended this before, but get like a multiplex. Get a place that's you know, like I think a fourplex is the biggest you can buy without it being commercial property. So I would get into that and just like charge people rent, you know? You don't even have to have roommates. Just like get a multiplex and like have at it, make cash, actually make money off of owning a house. That's the way to do it. Less than 350 is probably pretty reasonable. You can get a good house for that price point. Like, especially, like, starter home kind of thing. And I know from experience that there are, you know, plenty of, like, duplexes, triplexes, stuff like that available in that price range. It's like, assuming you stay in South Carolina. South Carolina actually has a fairly comparable cost of living to Kansas City, maybe a little bit higher if you're coastal. I guess if you're coastal, it's significantly higher, but not that bad. Yeah, I wouldn't go too much higher than 350, I think, because that's probably like a, with nothing down, that's probably like a, I don't know, what, $2,500 a month payment or something, roughly, ish. Every house is 600K or $1 million. Perfect. That sounds awesome. Oh, there's my boy. The Flesh Merchant. Yeah, housing, this is a really bad time to be buying a house. It sucks. Sorry, man.
Good job.
But at least everybody's in that same boat, right? Could be worse. 2,500 a month might be a bit of a stretch. I honestly don't, like, I think my personal housing costs, like, 15-ish, all told. Like, including food and everything. Like, all of my just cost of living sort of stuff is probably about 1,500 bucks a month.
Ah, there you are. Time to go.
But yeah, again, if you're, you know, if you're making income from other people living in your house, like whether it's roommates or somebody actually living in a different unit, then that, you know, mitigates that cost completely and may even make you money. And that's, I mean, that's the ideal situation, obviously. You know, because then you're like, you're building equity in yourself, and, you know, you have less financial strain, you know, when you can't actually work. You just have people pay your mortgage, yeah, for real. I mean, if you're the one who can front that capital and actually get the house and take the initiative to do that, then, yeah. Did you miss the truck talk? Yes, you did. You did, but it'll be in the VOD. Maybe do Airbnb, yeah. Yeah, keep the property. Why not? Yeah, or just sell it if you want to. I mean, because you will have been there for over 2 years, so you don't have to pay capital gains on it if you sell. Tips for memorizing dosages? Not really, honestly. Everything's so different. I would get a cheat sheet. There are lots of good cheat sheets available for various things, especially pediatric dosing. That's what you'll need it for. So stuff for anesthesia, fortunately, is really easy. Most of it is like 1, 2, 5, 10. You know, like it's not super difficult to figure out. Oh my god. Here, I'll see if I can, There's like a chart that's pretty much ubiquitous. Ah, that's this one. There it is. This is super freaking useful. Young's Pediatric Anesthesia. Buy this. It's my advice. Let's see if Amazon has it. Oh, Amazon might be pissed off that I have a VPN on right now, but we'll see. Did I use a cheat sheet as attending? No, I didn't, because I know most of this just, like, off the back of my hand. But as a resident, I did, for sure. And for some, like, obscure things, I mean, I'd look stuff up all the time. I swear I got this off of... Like, I bought a bunch of these and brought them to my, practice, actually. Just so we have them around. Huh. Well, this is what I was talking about. Looks exactly like this, but meh. But yeah, memorizing dosages, like most, like, so the things that you'll need to know. Propofol is like 2 per kilo, basically. Fentanyl is 1 mic per kilo, like standard. Rocuronium is like 0.6 per kilo. Succinylcholine's about 1 per kilo. I mean, like I said, everything's pretty straightforward. Ketamine, half per kilo. You'll get in. I mean, once you do it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, it's not the most complicated thing in the world. You'll get it pretty quick. Let's see. Unholy Might, huh? How do I memorize all that? You just repetition, dude. You just do it constantly. It's really not as bad as it seems, I promise. You'll memorize way, way, way more for med school than that chart has to offer. I promise you that. Let's see. I'll go ahead and get Unholy Might. That's fine. Boop. You can hanky that, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that stuff's, like, the pediatric dosing is the hard thing, because it's all weight-based. Everything's weight-based. Like, with adults, if you give somebody Zofran, which is a common anti-nausea drug, you just give them 4 milligrams. And that's it. Like, you don't ask questions. You can repeat the dose if you want. But for kids, it's 0.2 milligrams per kilo. So obviously that kind of breaks down, right? Because most adults weigh more than 20 kilos. So it is far from perfect. Ouch. Oh my god. School said they're sending you a drug sheet to memorize before it even starts. Yeah, I mean, that's smart. That's really the only way to do it. Just brute force it. But yeah, again, it's like, it's going to be use. It's going to be experience that really teaches you what you need to know. Die! Lair witnessed by the Maven. If I'm not a pediatric anesthesiologist, why do I need to memorize that? I take care of kids. Not all the time, but we do have like a pretty medium busy ENT service. And granted, all those kids are healthy for the most part, but you know, they still get sick. Bad shit happens from time to time. What scenario would this be good under? So I can totally do both. I don't have a heart fellowship, but I do hearts all the time. Even if you never do a peds residency? Yeah, so pediatric anesthesia is actually an anesthesia subspecialty. Maybe for obvious reasons. So you do a year of training after anesthesia residency to get there. Those are good jobs. Like, pediatric anesthesia is pretty cool. It's very different than adult. How do I feel about it? I like pediatrics, actually. I don't mind it. I hate neonates. I have zero interest in taking care of neonates because they're just so fucking scary. They die real fast. Like, notice that I'm not smiling. They die real fast. Like, they totally do. They're scary as fuck. Yeah, I have zero interest in that. It's just too high stress. But yeah, doing, like, tonsils and stuff, like, kind of the run-of-the-mill, typical pediatric stuff is no big deal. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's serious, dude. It's serious. Kids crash real hard. They crash really, really hard. It is not fun. I don't recommend. Well, folks, we'll have to continue this at another time. Maybe we'll do a talk about pediatric anesthesia, actually, and, like, the differences. It's not a bad idea. If I wanted to do dental anesthesia, could I? Yeah, absolutely. I do it all the time. Like, generally that's for people who are, like, have some sort of developmental or, like, mental disorder. And you intubate them through their nose. You intubate them nasally, actually, so they have access to the teeth. The dentist has access to the teeth. Yeah, we do that frequently. And I can do like a mental block, like a tooth block, if I need to. I haven't done very many of those, but like I know how to. But yeah, it is cool. It's pretty slick, man. You are welcome for the stream. We got lots of ways to work around shit. But hey, everybody, thank you for coming out. I am Milkman Al. I'm live Sundays and Wednesdays most of the time, 8 to 10 p.m. Central. I will not be on this Wednesday, but maybe I'll be on Tuesday because my wife's going to be out of town. So we'll get a stream in. I promise. Bye, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for coming out, man. I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. Yeah, if you want to see the drug talk, that was kind of... I'll try to edit that down and get it out to you in a digestible form, but... Man, I had a good time. Hope you guys did too. I will see you Tuesday night, I believe. Have a great week. If you have any questions, as always, DM me. I'm Milkman L. Have a wonderful night. Take care.